Talked about this briefly yesterday, and I know a bunch of other people have also talked about this as well, but Bud Light just lost their number one status completely. The news just dropped late last night when I talked about it on top of Dylan Mulvaney's weird interview, but that's alright. Not too many people seen that video, so I'll just go ahead and refresh everybody's memory before we get into some of the more juicy stuff, which is kind of weird. But Bud Light sales plunged in May, toppling the beer brand from its longtime perch as the nation's best-selling brew. Parent company Anheuser-Busch sold $297 million worth of Bud Light for 4 weeks ending May 28th, a 23% drop for the same time period the year before, according to a consumer behavior data analytics firm Circana. Modelo Especial ranked number one in May with $333 million in sales, a 15% increase from 2022. Sales drop for Bud Light followed a promotion debacle with TikTok star and Instagram star as well. Oh my god, a trans rights activist and actress. Actress? Well, the only time that Dylan Mulvaney was on stage was during the Book of Mormon, and hair was different. Maybe it was just the hair that was different, because I've seen pictures and photographs from the stage play, but something looks different. Not entirely sure though. It sparked an uproar among conservatives, including singers Kid Rock, Travis Tritt, John Rich. Those are the ones that immediately come to mind, and they called for boycotts of the popular beer. Yes, of course, and it apparently worked. The company's attempt to distance itself from the campaign caused further backlash, this time from the gay community, with some bars pulling all Anheuser-Busch products from their menu. 5 gay bars in Chicago. Haven't heard of anything else outside of that, but put a pin in the backlash from the gay community, because we have a little bit of a development, and you probably know from the title or the thumbnail as to which side Anheuser-Busch is trying to suck up to, and yeah, they probably heard suck in that phrase, and that's like, we know exactly who we're going to try to appeal to. To be sure, Bud Light is still enormously popular and has sold more cases than any competitor year to date. Yeah, but if you're selling them for like $1.50 per 24-pack, are you really making inroads? Are you winning, son? I don't fucking think so. But the Mulvaney fiasco threatens to change that, according to Bump Williams Consulting, which tracks the alcohol industry. Unless Bud Light starts to experience a serious course correction in terms of performance, which can only come from consumers finding their way back to the brand family, and that grip on the number one rank by year end looms a bit more every week. Dave Williams, Vice President of Analytics and Insight at Bump Williams Consulting, told CBS Money Watch Modelo Especial, a Pilsner-style lager that began nearly 100 years ago in Mexico. Constellation's brand bought Modelo from ABI, oh really, in 2013, so it used to be under the Anheuser-Busch umbrella. Interesting. Since then, Constellation has prioritized sales of Modelo specifically by making sure stores never run out of stock, Williams said. Oh, well, if it's available, if it used to be something that was at least affiliated with Bud Light, if it has a similar taste pattern, and it's got a kind of a unique look, you can see by the bottle, it's a little bit different than the normal lager, then, hey man, fuck it, go with that one, right? It's just easy, it's available, it's real close to those Bud Light cases that you just go, I'm not feeling too gay today. I just want a light beer, which is kind of a weird thing to be putting two and two together, because light beer has always had that stigma, but it's since overcome it. Well, thanks to Bud Light, it's definitely taken the stigma off of other light beers that are there. The next 2 months will be crucial for Bud Light sales as summer ushers in more holidays and beer drinking. Of course, like as of right now, and I know in some places out there, which is kind of hilarious to see, oh, the smoke is so bad out on the East Coast. Bitch, get on my fucking level. It's been atrocious in my neck of the woods since, the beginning of May. We've had very, very small respite points, but that's all right. It's just nice to hear Easterners bellyache, because that's all they're good for. Companies invest a lot in being front and center and top of mind during the season, as there is only so much floor space to allocate. Yes, talking about the potentiality of Bud Light losing the shelf space, which by the fall is a very real possibility if these same 25% drops in volume sold continues. It's going to be interesting. And if brands miss these opportunities to sell beer during the summer, that is also almost impossible to fully recover the lost potential over the balance of the calendar year. So this damage could be permanent. Sure as fuck looks that way. But like I said before, okay, because Bud Light has infuriated two markets, the conservative base that's out there, you know, the people that actually drink the product, or you got the gay lobby that's over there, which, I don't know, do they beer bong 40s? Like, I don't know, man, who knows? Bud Light, it's at a crossroads, right? They can go ahead and try to win back their base with a strong statement and a consistent, concerted effort in order to try to win them back, or just go out there for that lucrative gay dollar. I think you already know where we're going with this one. So, as you can see right here, Pride in the Pines after party. It's right down there in Arizona. Okay, hosted by all of those drag queens. Fantastic. Presented by, Bud Light. Why would they do this? Why the fuck would you lose $23 billion in market cap and then decided, you know what, there's a pride parade, there's a pride event in Flagstaff, Arizona, you know what we should do? Double down and continue to pay for these type of degenerate fucking events. All ages drag show event. Big smart on that one, where, okay, it's bad enough if you're going to be sponsoring a drag event, like that's the fucking, you know, directly funding mental illness, but then to have an all ages one, under 16 requires a guardian. Oh, fantastic. Single moms, make sure to bring your kids. All these dudes can swing their dicks in your kid's face, as long as you can meet the cover charge. And here, have a case of Bud Light. Why would they do that? Why would you do that? Bud Light Backlash's drag show lists beer as sponsor. Front and fucking center, bruh. Flagstaff Pride, which organizes the annual Pride celebration in Arizona City, has recalled a poster that states one of its events sponsored by Bud Light, saying it had made a mistake. Oh no! The original poster said Pride in the Pines after party was presented by Bud Light. The event which will take place on June 17th, haram, is open to all ages, but children under 16 must be accompanied by a guardian. In the statement to Newsweek, a spokesperson for Bud Light's maker Anheuser-Busch confirmed that the brand was not a sponsor of the after party. The event organizers have issued a corrected version of the poster. And what do we have right here attached to the corrected poster? We had an incorrect promotional poster. Oh, so they were originally a sponsor, but you guys had to go make it right on that one. Well, I'm just wondering. Okay, so you had the correction on the one event that's out there. You still sponsoring all of these other Pride festivals that are out there that are taking place in St. Louis, Chicago, Cincinnati, San Francisco, the other ones that we've talked about as well. Just interested, just a little bit interested. In early April, Bud Light sent Mulvaney, yes, a commemorative can. We already know. Bud Light's market share, particularly in high rural areas and conservative parts of the country, see sales have fallen since the fervor began. The week ending May 27th, Bud Light sales were down 23.9%, according to Bump Williams Consulting. Right-wing commentator Drew Hernandez tweeted about the Flagstaff Pride event on Tuesday, writing, "They are promoting an all-ages drag show after party presented by disgraced Bud Light. Even more reason to boycott Bud Light, even more," wrote one Twitter user in response. Bud Light is done. Another, Bud Light being one word apparently. A third commented, "Guess they haven't lost them enough money yet." On Thursday, Flagstaff Pride shared an updated poster. So it took them 2 days. 2 days of absolute outrage in order to get in contact with Bud Light. That's interesting. So you had the original poster that was up there, which wasn't a Photoshop. It would have been an officially sponsored event. But then Bud Light, either is like, it's all right, we'll still support you guys if you just want to take down our logo off there in order for people to show up, because it's fine that you're having an all ages drag show. Whatever. That's gross enough in and of itself. But if you know, hey man, if you don't want to face the backlash from that, you can go ahead and take the Bud Light logo off of it. Unbelievable. However, on Thursday morning, Bud Light was still listed among the sponsors of the Flagstaff Pride. On the organization's website, the poster, the Pride in the Pines Festival, said on the sites it's presented by Bud Light. There we go. Just because the poster has changed doesn't mean the Bud Light still isn't there. I didn't even read that beforehand, but I already knew exactly what fucking time it was. But like they said, hey man, they were reaching out to Flagstaff Pride and Bud Light specifically in order for comment. But we actually, hey, it's interesting, right? Because you guys follow me because you at least lend me some credibility when it comes to reporting on this stuff. I only report on things to the truest and most honest sense of my being. So I appreciate you guys for affording me that level of credibility. But also with all of that responsibility, or rather with all of that authority, does come some responsibility. So you know what? I reached out to Bud Light to speak to a spokesperson in order to get comment. And you know what? I did in fact receive a reply. I received a reply from the spokesperson that's down there, and they were just in tears for all of the comments that they were hearing. And you know what? We're just going to have to listen in for a second. Okay. And you know what? Hey man, we'll just even go full screen on this one for a second because I want to make sure that we get the fullest and truest representation of the same message that I got off rip. We'll just see if you guys can make anything of this. Just being mean. Oh man, I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just trying to get some answer if you guys were continuing to support that event in Flagstaff, Arizona. Oh, as a what is that? Is that like a personal attack or something?
You're just jealous of me because you just can't do what I do. So instead of just admitting it, you walk around and say
that's creepy.
All kinds of really mean things about me because you're a meanie.
Yeah, but I'd still like an answer to like the question I was asking. If you could do that, that would be super helpful. But okay, so that was from the Bud Light side. I reached out to the Flagstaff Pride side, and I did get a response there as well. And actually, their spokesperson just sent some pictures, so that was a little bit weird. I can only show you four equally creepy pictures as well, but I actually can't show you the fifth one because that would violate YouTube's terms of service. So yeah, the new look for the spokesperson over there, it's a tough one. The eyebrows are going to be a bit to overcome. Oh yeah, that and the dick and balls underneath the skirt. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.